How's it going? Devin here again with CountryGuitarOnline.com. Hope y'all are having a great week. Got an awesome lesson today for y'all. We are going to continue on with this lesson series that we've been working on here at Country Guitar Online, learning how to play really nice rhythm guitar fill riffs. And if you're just now joining us for this series, when I say fill riff, I'm talking about a short riff that you can add into your chord progressions as kind of like a little fill. Makes your rhythm guitar sound a little fancier. So here's an example of what we've been looking at so far in this series. Tons of stuff like that. And we've been focusing on trying to figure out how to create that country and bluegrass sound. And I've been showing you a bunch of different scales and been showing you how to use those scales to create that country sound and that bluegrass sound. So, the prior lessons in this series, we really focused hard on the key of G 5th position scales right here. And we learned some cool fills, just like what I played right there. So if you haven't seen the previous lessons in this series, definitely check those out. Awesome stuff, and you can get caught up to where we're at today. Now in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to travel up the neck a bit, and we're going to learn 4 more scales, but we're going to be learning them in the next scale position up the neck in the key of G. And that's going to be the 1st position key of G scales. Because if you remember, there's 5 positions that span the neck. Key of G, the 5th position's right there, and then after that it wraps around. It goes to the 1st position, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, so on. So we're going to be checking out the 1st position today, learning some nice country and bluegrass sounding fill riffs a little bit farther up the neck. So anyways, let's get to it. Let's start playing through the 4 scales we're going to learn today. And after we play through the scales, I'm going to show you all some awesome fill riffs that have that really nice country and bluegrass sound. So let's start checking out those scales with the charts. Right here in this 1st position key of G, I use 4 main scales to create this country and bluegrass sound. First scale that I use is the major pentatonic scale. And we're going to learn the exact same 4 scales that we learned in the 5th position earlier in this series, except now we're just going to learn them in the 1st position. Same scale types, but just different location. So here we go. Let's play through this pentatonic scale, major pentatonic scale. Really basic scale. That one's used in a bunch of different genres, but very important to country and bluegrass music, playing these fills. Now you can learn all these scales. We got charts to all these on the scale charts tab on this lesson post. So if you want to just head over there, if you're ready to look at the charts and start memorizing these scales, you can do that too, but just want to play through them so you can hear them real quick. Second scale that I use is the major scale, the complete major scale. So it's pretty much the same scale as this major pentatonic scale that we just learned, just adding a couple extra notes per octave to get to that full major scale. So here is the complete major scale. Butchered it at the end, but you get the idea. Major scale, that one's also very, very important. Third scale we got is the minor pentatonic scale. there's a trick to this scale position right here, the first position minor pentatonic scale. So remember that shape that we learned in the fifth position, the G major pentatonic scale, this one. That shape right there we learned earlier in the series, that's the exact same shape as the one we're learning now, the minor pentatonic scale, first position. It's kind of weird how it works, and some of y'all may already know this, but those of y'all that don't know this, this is going to be really helpful. So that major pentatonic scale that I just played right there, if you take that shape and you shift it up 3 frets, so we'll go to the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret right there, and start the scale at the root note and play that same shape now at a different location. That's the minor pentatonic scale now, but the first position, that's how these scales work. You can take the major pentatonic scale, whatever key you're playing, you can shift it up 3 frets, and this is the same case for all 5 scale positions. Take that major pentatonic scale, shift it up 1, 2, 3, play the same shape, and now it's the minor pentatonic scale. It's pretty amazing how the guitar's tuned like that, it actually works out. But it always sounds great in country and bluegrass music when you can switch back and forth between the major pentatonic scale and the minor pentatonic scale. And this is a real easy way to do that, is just shift it 3 frets and boom, there you are playing the same scale shape, but it's got a slightly different sound to it. A little bluesier sound when you switch up to that minor pentatonic scale. If that doesn't make sense, you can drop a comment in the comment box below this video. Answer any questions y'all got on that. That's the minor pentatonic scale right there. Then the 4th scale that I use is the blues scale. And remember, the blues scale, it's basically the same scale as the minor pentatonic scale, except we're just adding in 1 note extra per octave. So it's minor pentatonic scale plus that note right there on the 1st octave up. And then there's the next blues note. Got a very bluesy sound. So the blues scale is probably my favorite out of all these scale shapes. I just think it's so useful for country and bluegrass. And I'm a big fan of playing blues too, so. Anyways, if you take a step back and you look at all 4 of those scales, at the end of the day, you basically just got 2 scales that you need to learn. You got the major scale and the blues scale, because the major scale and the major pentatonic scale, so similar. You know, the major scale just has some extra notes, but it still has all the notes of the pentatonic scale. And then you got the blues scale. The blues scale basically is the minor pentatonic scale, same scale, just some extra notes. So blues scale and the major scale. I would really focus on learning those 2 scales right here in the first position key of G. Really hard to talk and play at the same time. But anyways, those are the scales. So let's figure out how to use them. Let's start turning these scales into some cool sounding country and bluegrass fill riffs.